You're watching the Livewell, presented by Mercury, exclusively on Bassmaster.com.
Hey, welcome to the Livewell. The Carhartt College Bassmaster Series is underway. Of course, we have regional qualifiers to take these teams from across the country to the national championship coming up later this year in the summertime. And the first of those regionals just recently completed down in Florida, the Southern Regional on the mighty St. Johns River. And today we want to congratulate the team from Daytona State College there. A great team of Thomas Oltorik III and James Oltorik pulling out the big win there. Guys, with us on the show today. Thanks for spending a little time with us.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're enjoying the victory and looking forward to the national championship. Let's start with how you had this thing planned out. Now, when we go to St. Johns River with the Bassmasters, it's usually in March, and we're talking about spawning fish in the big lakes and the backwaters and so forth. But I'm assuming you're looking for pre-spawners when you were down there in January, right?
Yeah, we were looking for pre-spawners. We were also, you know, we had our eyes set on some spawn or some early ones that were pulled up, and it was looking like the week before the tournament there was some that we were going to be able to catch, and then for whatever reason, about the day before the tournament, a lot of the bigger females pulled off. So we were forced to stick with our pre-spawn plans that we had in practice.
So you guys have a lot of experience on Lake George. You live just 40 miles away. Not Lake George, but the St. Johns River, I should say. How do you intersect these pre-spawners out there in the middle of one of these lakes or the main river?
I mean, pretty much you have the bedding grounds or the fish bed, and you pick cover that's near those areas. Okay. And yeah, we like to pick a heavy cover, anything mats or clumped up pads, that sort of thing, where you can cast and get bite.
Starting day one, you weren't able to take the lead on day one, but darn close to it. Tell us how that went for you.
Well, we started off out in the lake and on Crescent, and we were out there fishing out deep and fishing off a point, and we started off and we actually caught them pretty good that morning. We stayed there for probably 2-3 hours and caught our limit real quick in the morning. You know, we broke off once in the morning, and you know, we probably lost one or two nice ones, but we had our limit real quick. And other than that, we had our limit in an hour, and I don't think we called any other part of the day. So
yeah, we actually, after we caught that limit, we went kind of running around. We didn't make the long run, but we went down to Lake George to some spawning fish that we found, and all the females were pulled off, and we had some mats and heavy cover. We started flipping before we had to run back to weigh in that day, and I lost a giant in a mat. I mean, it was just an absolute.
Would have put you guys in the lead. It would have put you guys in the lead after day one, right? If you'd landed that.
Yeah,
one.
It was,
absolutely. Okay, so let's go on to day number 2. Get out there. You try. I'm assuming you try for your first place. Your Lake Crescent, your near spot, first thing, and something happens out there. You catch a kind of a notable fish, and why is that? Why is that fish notable?
Oh, I caught a fish that, you know, I'd actually, okay, I'll just story. I cast it out and I was using Carolina rig on the day one, and I broke off on a fish. And didn't think much about it. Day 2, we come to the same spot, and we're working there. It's real slow, and all of a sudden I get a bite. I set the hook on it. I'm reeling it in, and I bring it into the boat, and I look in its mouth, and there's a leader hanging out of its mouth. And I look in there, and there's 2 baits side by side, same hook, same leader line, and same rubber worm.
I've never seen that happen. We've never got it on tape, but we got it on tape, so we're all looking forward to the telecast of this particular tournament to see that one. But that was pretty much it. That fish for your near spot there on Crescent Lake. So you decided drastic measures were needed, and you guys made a long run, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was rough out, and you know they weren't biting for us in Crescent, so. You know, we probably stuck around in Crescent a little too long, and we shot down on our long haul and, you know, started putting them in the boat pretty quick. And, you know, we caught our 13 pounds within a few hours, just probably about 2.5 hours of fishing. Me and James working together caught them, and and we had to make that long haul back.
Wow, 2 hours of fishing must be a pretty special place. Is it some place that you'd been before, spent some time in before, maybe fished some tournament action there before?
Yeah, there's like a couple series of creeks and different places that we fish down there, and we'll rotate creeks and some hydrilla dollar pad areas in there. And the place we used on day 2 wasn't exactly the same as where we caught them on day 3, but yeah, it was. There's a couple of places we fished in there. We have fished tournaments there before, and it's kind of just a deal in January where whenever the bass aren't ready to go onto the bed, you know, it's an area where you can catch them roaming. Yeah.
You got to give a little credit to local knowledge there. You guys, again, would say just live 40 miles away. Local knowledge played a little bit of an advantage for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it did. It kind of costed us because, you know, we lost so much time going down there, but it was in our. We knew that, you know, we knew that.
Go down there and, you know, catch some fish. If worst came to worst, which is what happened.
Well, it was good enough. You guys were good enough to get a 1-pound victory over, well, the likes of Clemson and Auburn. So little Daytona State taking down the big names from the yes, sir, in the regional, and you're headed to the national championship later this year. Now, James, you're a freshman, right? You've not been to the national championship.
Yes, sir. Never been to the nationals. I'm looking forward to it.
Thomas, you've been there before. I remember seeing you at Lake Chateau last year.
Yes, sir. I was there last year and the year before.
Absolutely. So a big season coming up for the College Bassmaster Series, the Carhartt College Bassmaster Series, and we will have it for you right here on Bassmaster.com. Once again, guys, thanks for being with us today. We'll see you at the National Championship.